Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube, and I'm here to do a Dark Shadows video for you guys tonight. I'm here to do about a video about why didn't they have a seance in the Blue Whale? I think really the primary reason is because of it's a public place, and there would be no real privacy or maybe be able to concentrate on something that grand going on. Now, and number two, the ownership would probably frown upon it. I can't see the owners of the Blue Whale in the 60s letting them get away with a seance. Now, the thing of it is, though, could you see like today, like if this new series finds a home and maybe a Collins family member owns the Blue Whale and they switch the sign from open to close and do a seance when no one's there, when no customers are there. I really, I do think you could do a seance in the Blue Whale. I just don't think you could have like the whole crowd of people be there. Would that be a interesting thing? Yeah, sure. Why not? It would be interesting for sure. I mean, here's these people walking in, they're getting their drink on, and there's these people in this corner. What are they doing over there? Oh, yeah, they're trying to contact the dead person. Say what? Could you imagine? Oh my God. It would just be crazy, right? I love what Dark Shadows does it too, though, with the seance. They really touch upon how people feel about it, and it's not like I'll give you a great example. Dr. Peter Guthrie, when he comes to Collinwood, it's not like he says, "Oh, we're doing a seance and finger snaps and it happens." No, he's actually investigating the paranormal, events that seem to be going on in Collinwood. And really, he's somebody who's not credited enough from a character standpoint of doing so. He's very curious. He's very optimistic and he's very neutral on the entire matter until really he's starting to realize, well, wait, something is going on here. And then he has Vicky and really Carolyn, especially Vicky, telling him, hey, the ghost of Josette is trying to reach out to me, and trying to reach out to me. And what Dr. Guthrie deducts is, if the ghost of Josette Collins is trying to reach out to us, then it may be best for us to reach out to her. And they're like, what do you mean? Well, conduct a seance. And Roger throws a fit. And really, so Roger is against it. Now, whether he believes it, I don't think it's so much about believing in a sense. I think he just finds the whole thing preposterous because it involves he he gets the feeling that this is all aimed at his ex-wife Laura, or his wife at the time, Laura. So I think that's more why he's arguing these events. And so I don't think his is so much belief, but I think definitely whose really belief is on display is Mrs. Johnson. Mrs. Johnson is she's not against the seance because of who it would affect necessarily, like an individual in the house or Laura. No, she more sees it as an unholy thing. I truly feel that's how she feels because that's the feeling that comes across to me when Mrs. Johnson said, "Nah, they don't fool me. I know what they're doing. They're doing another séance up at the old house, and this would be the second séance that they do with Doctor. But this time, Doctor Guthrie gets killed prior to that séance. Now, with the second séance, I would say, Sam Evans, he's willing to be there until he comes there. He's like, I don't know about this. So even he's sort of wary of it. So I like how, and even David himself, he's excited for it. Um, so I love how they got everybody's feelings on the matter of a séance. Now, why wasn't a séance ever? Again, I just think a séance in the Blue Whale is there wouldn't have been the privacy. That's I think honestly the number one reason, because I think the Collins family really, if they wanted to do a seance in the Blue Whale in the '60s, they could have slipped the bartender 100 and he'd be like, "All right, you got this place for an hour and that's it." Did you see Bob? Yeah, hey, here's 100. Oh, you better. Here's 200. We need your bar because we're gonna conduct a seance. We're gonna contact the dead. Cue the jukebox. Have music playing while we're trying to contact the ghost. That would have been funny. Um, I think though too, are there places that seance would just seem out of place? Again, I think if the Blue Whale's loaded with people, then yeah, that would feel out of place. But let's say, again, let's say a Collins family member owns a Blue Whale, would have owned a Blue Whale, and they come in, they want to do the seance there because maybe they're trying to contact the ghost of a long lost sea captain or something. I don't know, or somebody who they thought drowned near there. I don't know, just for an example. And so they close the bar, and they try to contact this ghost inside the bar. Again, that's just one example of something that how a, there's always the old adage that everybody dies somewhere, right? Or somebody, not everybody dies a normal death. Some people are murdered, some people are, some people drowned, So if somebody were murdered outside the Blue Whale, which by the way, when it was the Eagle, Barnabas is dropping harlots like there's no tomorrow. So, hey. Oh my God! Yes, yes, I went there. Come on now. Um, Also, when it was the Eagle, Nathan Forbes tries to shoot Barnabas, but obviously he's a vampire. So there's a lot of things that happen when it's the Eagle, and then it gets turned into the Blue Whale. So I could see a seance being held there. Would they ever let one happen? Not with a group of people. No, not with customers in the actual bar. No, in the patron for the patrons who were there. They don't want to see that. Hey, we're here to drink our liquor and have a good time. That's not a good time. You're here to contact the dead. That ain't a good time. Depends on who you ask, man. Wait, by the way, we conduct a seance every Friday night in the household here. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. We really don't. Um, I'll tell you another place too. I think at video game gamer was saying this. Could Eagle Hill? Um, I just don't see the point of setting up a table and chair at the cemetery. I think the cemetery itself, just the set design, the design of the cemetery itself is just creepy enough. You don't need a seance in the cemetery. Um, because here's the thing, remember, there are people who will raise the literal dead in the cemetery. Judah Zachary has zombies come out the ground. Angelique raises Jeremiah directly from his grave, and his body isn't even that cold. So yeah, yeah, no seance needed here. Nothing to see. Um, right? Amazing. It just Dark Shadows really did everything, uh, and it was so shocking when it did it, and still some of it is still shocking today. Like this series literally has everything, right? Zombies, witches, vampires, ghosts, a phoenix. time travel, parallel time. God, the only thing they don't do is go in outer space and shit. At the rate they were going, I was waiting for them to. Um, it's just, it's amazing, right? It really is. Um, so again, I think the Blue Whale would have been a great place to conduct a séance. Again, just not with the whole bar of people. No, God. Um, but definitely, a small group of people who were wanting to do it, and they close the bar, for the night, and they pay the bartender, and he allows them to do it. Now, so here's my question for you: you could conduct a séance anywhere with any group of Dark Shadows characters. Now, remember, round table here. So I'll give you, let's see, one, two, three, four, five Dark Shadows characters to conduct a seance with. Now, I'm going to give you my five. Who's your five? Okay, here's mine. Okay. Now, people are going to say pick willing participants. No, no, no. I want willing and unwilling, all alike. Okay. Number one, you have to have Victoria winners. You got to, okay? The Rat, Willie Loomis. Willie Loomis for sure. Oh my God, Willie at a seance. My God, that would be beautiful. Um, don't worry, I'm gonna get to who's conducting my seance too. Mrs. Johnson, yes, Mrs. Johnson is gonna be third at my seance table. So I have two women and one man. Number four, number four. Now, some people might say David. Some people might say Roger. I'm going to go Burke Devlin because to me, we never really got to see Burke sit down at a seance properly. Ryan Mitchell's Burke Devlin. I would have definitely. Number five, who's my proprietor? Who's hosting my seance? Who's the one that's doing the you know, calling the ghost? Am I having Roger do it? Roger, I thought, even though he wasn't no, you know, Elliot Stokes or Dr. Guffey, I thought Roger did a good job, but Roger would not be my summoner. No, no, no. Ladies and gentlemen, you ready? You ready? Are you ready for my summoner? Okay. The person who I would pick to summon the ghost would be a person who, yes, was powerful in a sense. They had a strong will. I would choose Elizabeth herself. Elizabeth. Elizabeth never got to be the proprietor. Now, she wasn't known for summoning things, but Elizabeth had such a strong will of her own that damn sure she could contact the spirits. Now, if you want someone who's well more qualified, then yes, you want T. Elliot Stokes at your table. By God, you want that man at your table, and he Seance Stokes, we need you. Then yes, he should be at your table. Now I gave you my five. Willie, Willie, oh my God, Willie Loomis. I tell you, that would be fun. I'm sitting him and Mrs. Johnson right beside each other. Willie, you reaching into my pocket? No, no, ma'am. No, no, I'm not. I'm not stealing nothing. Okay, all right. Who? Okay, where am I conducting this? Because I didn't give you my where. I was too busy laughing. Where am I doing this? There's been so many in Collinwood, and there's been so many in the old house. I am doing this at Caleb Sayer Collins's house. There you go. That's where I'm doing this because there's never been a séance in that house that I know of. That I know of. I'm sure there probably has been, but again, I just don't remember there being one in the actual series, the canon of the series. If there is, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But those would be my people. Who would we be contacting? We'd be contacting Caleb Sarah Collins. So we'd be contacting. So we'd be seancing. For 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 purposes of Liz not wanting to do it, yeah, I would put Stokes. But you know, again, I picked my five. Those are my five. Liz is my proprietor. Liz is doing the summoning, and it's gonna be a great time. A great time. All right, guys. I hope you guys have a great night, and I'll see you tomorrow.